And here's my 10-month-old son Lucas. Yeah. You is just so cute, aren't you? Yes. Welcome back, thank you for joining me. Magnus Mulliner is my name. This recording is for naturalnews.tv and my YouTube channel.com. What's this recording going to be about? What invite could we invite these people? What journey could we invite these people on, Lucas? What do you reckon? I'm going to theme it Waking Up in Time. There's a beautiful book you can read by Peter Russell which has the exact same title. Many people listening to this recording, and it's not a bad thing, so please don't be hard on yourself or suddenly start throwing daggers at me. You're unconscious. And it's not like you've got to be conscious all the time, but when it comes to making the necessary changes such that we don't head for this crash course in or towards the 6th mass extinction, we can play our part. We know companies like Monsanto exist. We know that by not buying products that contain aspartame, by not buying products per se that are manufactured by man, but those that are naturally occurring in Mother Nature would better serve us. But most of us are unconscious. We also know that by doing harm to ourselves through cigarettes and alcohol is not a conscious thing to do either, and the reason for that is because we teach others how to do that even though we may not want them to do that. So there are many things that you're probably doing now that I've highlighted a few of them in your life, and only once you're mindful and conscious of them can you then make the necessary changes. You're so cute. To the degree that you want to. So my invite for you is to look in your life where you could make those necessary changes or improvements. It might mean doing nothing, but methinks it would probably mean just being mindful or conscious of how you vote, and obviously that means where you put your feet, what you look at, what you watch on television, or we don't have one, what you read. Again, we don't read newspapers, but I do read a lot of books, as well as where you put a cross on a piece of paper. And my invite for you would be to follow along which is known as the 10th habit. And the 10th habit is to create a purpose with an open, loving heart and leave your legacy behind you. Now, you might say, well, what's a legacy? A legacy is something which, it could be a building, it could be a book, it could be a tree that was planted somewhere, it could be absolutely anything. It could be some graffiti on a wall that people want to have there. There are many things that we do with what's called leaving a legacy behind. Have you had enough, sir? Do you want out? Yeah. So whatever it is, to have that open, loving heart, you're more likely to enjoy the journey. Now here's a fact. All of you listening to this recording are not going to make it out of here alive. What do I mean? That means that you are going to die in this physical plane. But let's not focus on that. What we can focus on, rather than the hows and the whens, because we don't know those factors for most of us, what we do know is how we can live in this one moment. And there are so many people on this planet that have caused suffering. And remember what Buddha once said, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. We weren't put on this planet to cause ourselves suffering, and the chances are if we're suffering, other people are suffering around us. So what changes could we make in our life to improve that? And most of it starts with this. You've got to change your thinking. We all know that what Einstein said probably is a truth, that we cannot solve problems by the same level of thinking which created them. So we've got to go back to changing our thinking, and when we do that, our actions and behaviour changes, and then we have a new reality or new results or new outcomes, and then ultimately we'll head for a new destiny. So what could we do to leave a legacy? Well, think about what you could do that would bring you immense joy and pleasure, and that might be using your hands carving something. It might mean, that's the meditative state he goes into. I told you he's my teacher. That is just amazing. Then he'll probably fall asleep. Is that right, Lucas? So absolutely anything. I mean, you could be skilled in many different things with your hands, or even perhaps with your head or with your feet. It's for you to find out what that is and to enjoy the experience. Also, many of you listening to this recording will be aware that there are only two ways of dying, and one way is with complete regret. If only I had, why didn't I, woulda, shoulda, coulda. And that in itself, that kind of resentment, or even more like, if only I'd told them that I loved them. I mean, just think, if you had a few minutes left, there's no way you're gonna hang on to the resentment you had for people or anything like that. You're just going to wish that you'd given them a hug or celebrated something about being alive, because any time above ground, in my opinion, is great. The other way of dying is with, wow, what a ride, what a journey, I'm ready to meet your maker. And did I ever give? Did I ever fill my head with many pleasurable moments, you know, those physiological storms which I feel I can create? So, what could you do if it did not lead to failure, that you truly loved to do? What journey could you now create which would bring you immense pleasure? Notice I ask more questions really than make statements, and the reason for that is because the power comes from the question. As I've said before, wisdom is knowing who you are in any one moment, and it's a journey, it's never a destination. So have fun, enjoy yourself, and hopefully by changing this and your behaviour and actions, you'll have a new result or reality. My love to you all, have a great day, bye for now.